This is Co-op HD1 HD3 Hornsby, radio for people, not for profit. Welcome to Volumes, the Austin Public Library radio show. Each week, we explore how your library is more than books. The library is knowledge, technology, and inspiration for our community. Thank you and welcome. I'm your host today, Kanya Lyons, and this is the 50th episode of Volumes. Thanks for listening, people. Yeah, back in October of last year, October 26th to be exact, we had our first episode of the Austin Public Library radio show, and Bill Donaldson, who is right here in the studio with us today, was also our very first guest. Thanks so much, Bill. So we invited Bill to come back for our 50th episode, and we're kind of having a big celebration in the studio today. We have some amazing performers. So Bill hosts this really amazing program called Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It, which is an open mic at the Carver branch of the Austin Public Library, and it happens every month. And can you talk a little bit, Bill? Welcome. Talk a little bit about what makes it such a unique open mic experience.
Well, when we first started it up last February, we weren't really entirely sure of what to expect, but what we found was that we had a core group of performers who came in who were all wonderfully talented, but also very supportive of each other and of new performers as they came in. And they were all also willing to put in collaborative efforts with each other. And we've had people that have come in new and been very nervous and gone on longer than they expected to perform because the support of the audience and the love of the audience flowing towards them. And I have found it to be just an amazing situation. I've not seen anything quite like it before. I greatly enjoy being part of it.
Oh, wonderful. And when Chandra, I heard you nodding along. So do you have anything to add to what he said?
The only other place I know that is that welcoming was a place I went to in Oakland called the Music Conservatory. It's a woman named Angela Wellman. She put that together. But the same thing, the whole camaraderie, the love, the supportiveness. It's really cool. I really like it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, so I hear that you sing a cappella.
I sing, yeah.
Well, so we're really excited that you're going to perform a little something for us. Yeah?
The pressure's on.
Oh. So, if you want to let us know a little bit about your performance, and then...
At this point, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to sing. 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 Sing, 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 sing your song, sing it out loud, sing your song, sing, 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 sing your song, sing it out loud, sing your song, yeah, sing your song, sing your song. Sing your song, sing. That's all I got.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, spine tingling. That's just incredible. So how did you hear about this open mic at the Carver branch?
A friend of mine, I travel in a lot of different circles. So the yoga circle at Cherrywood Coffee House, a friend of mine, his name is Jack Darby. He told us about this potentially incredible situation because, it was the first time ever. So he, gave us the information at the yoga class, and so I went.
So you learned about this in a yoga class?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And you just showed up. And it's, but can you remind me, Bill, when does it take place? It's the last...
It is the last Saturday of the month. The one coming up this month on October 28th will be our last for 2017 because of the holidays in November and December.
Makes sense.
But we will be going from January through October in 2018, and it is always the last Saturday of the month, and it's from 1 to 4 p.m.
Wonderful. And if people are interested, there is information on our, there's a Facebook group, and the information is at facebook.com, and it's APL Open Mic. I'm sorry, facebook.com/groups/APL Open Mic. And that will get you to where all the information is about our open mic. And this particular open mic at the Carver branch is called Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It. And you welcome people performing in all different genres. Is that correct?
Yes, we have poets, we have people doing storytelling, singers. We've had performers as young as 12 and 13. We've had performers, obviously, like myself in our 60s. And it covers across the board, and we've got a lot of times where people who have come up and performed separately have then come up and performed together at other times, and it's proven very inspirational.
I think I got out of hand last week.
In a good way.
Well, so for folks that are just now tuning in, this is Volumes, and it is the Austin Public Library radio show. And today we are talking about Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It, which is an open mic program at the Carver branch of the Austin Public Library. And we have a couple of performers. We just heard Chandra Washington sing some a cappella for us. And we have a couple of other performers, including Rosemary Hooks. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. And I hear that you are a storyteller?
I am. I love to tell stories about trickery.
She's awesome.
Oh, well, we're so glad that you're here. And we were hoping that you could give us a little taste of what some of the performances that you've done or your performance style.
So my stories, they're called it's a series of Hook stories, and they are incidences that occurred with my late husband. And when they happened at the time, they didn't seem so funny, but when I wrote them down and started to tell them as stories, I realized how incredibly hilarious they are. And so they do involve all sorts of types of trickery between a wife and her husband, and they're just funny. And of course, incredibly original.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming here. Would you share one of your stories with us?
Absolutely.
For our listeners?
Let me ask the first question that any good storyteller would is, how much time do I have?
Oh, well, at least 5 minutes, I would say.
Okay, I can do it exactly at 5 minutes. Is it okay? I know that people that are listening can't see me, but if it's okay, can I stand?
I can see you there.
You can stand. And actually, we're simulcasting on Facebook Live, so people can see.
Okay, so I'm going to stand because it's easier. So,
let me get that mic fixed. Oh, Federico's on it. Thank you. Federico is our volunteer here in the radio program. Helps us out. There you go.
Federico. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rosemary.
It was a cold December Monday, the day that the Hook house was broken into. The police had already been there and taken a report, and by the time I'd walked in, I found my husband standing in the middle of an empty garage with a black duffel bag unzipped in front of him and spread wide open as though someone were going to fill it up with things. I looked at him and said, what happened? He said, we've been broken into, and you probably should go upstairs and see what else has been taken. Now, they'd taken our flat screen television, and I knew that the duffel bag had come from my closet. So, of course, when I got to the top of the stairs, I walked into the master bedroom, and I went immediately to this smaller walk-in closet that was mine. I didn't notice anything that was out of place, and I was a woman of few articles of clothing, so it was pretty easy to assess. Everything seems to be okay. And then I walked over to my husband's closet, which happened to be the longer, larger closet. Now, he wasn't a clothes horse, but he was a professor of biology, and that by definition made him a field biologist, a field scientist, someone who went out into the fields and looked for bugs. So on one side of his closet, when I opened it wide up, 2 different doors, I only had one door in my closet. I opened up his closet. On one side, there are all of these clothes. There are beige tops and shirts and beige slacks, and those were his field clothes. These were the things that he would wear when he put on, he looked like a park ranger, but he wasn't a park ranger. On the right-hand side of the closet were what I called his classroom clothes, the things that he put on so as not to offend his students and still get them to listen to him. But right in the middle of this big, large, longer closet was what I consider to be an unhealthy selection of plaid shirts. Now, these were not the cool plaids that millennials wear today. These were, I don't know from what century they had been grandfathered in, but they had definitely been grandfathered in. And I just want to say that my husband was a good-looking man, and he had a swimmer's body. You do not put old man plaid on a physique like that. So as I'm looking at these plaid shirts, I say to no one, because no one else is there in that room but me, but I say underneath my breath, why didn't they take these stupid plaid shirts? And just like that, I got a Grinch idea. It was a wonderful, awful idea. I hear my husband call from downstairs, "Is anything missing?" I run over to the banister. I look down. No, I mean, everything seems to be like, yeah, I'll just keep looking. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to go back in the bedroom. He goes back to the garage. I go back into the bedroom. And I don't know what overtakes me, but I just start yanking all of these plaid shirts out of the closet. They're flying back behind my shoulders onto the big, huge king bed. At one point, I actually have to stop because my heart is beating so fast. I bend over to take a deep breath. Oh, God. But I just keep going, taking to the rest of them. I'm like, let's make sure all the plaid shirts are gone. For a second, I stop because I think, oh my goodness, I hear him coming up the stairs. I run back over to the banister. I look down because what am I going to say? If he is walking up those stairs, oh my goodness, did you leave all of your shirts on the bed? I mean, what would I say? But no, he's not coming up. I run back into the bedroom. I stand in front of that bed. I pull all of those plaid shirts towards me. I roll them up into a big, huge ball. I get on my knees and I shove them underneath that bed. And I think he will never find these for a month. That's what I believe. If you want to hear the rest of the story, you have to come to the 4th Saturday at the Carver Library.
Thank you so much for sharing that story with us. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I may have to go check that out. So can you tell me, how did you hear about this, the Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It open mic at the Carver branch?
That is such a good question. I think someone had given me a bookmark or some sort of handout, and it sounded interesting, and it was close to where I live. And the Carver Library, it's just so awesome, the whole layout, and they have this great room that I believe it's soundproof. It must be soundproof because you play music in there.
Somewhat.
Sort
and
of.
it's always an interesting audience. So you really have people just, you can't assume anyone comes from any particular walk of life because they're creatives. And by definition, a creative can be from anywhere
Yes.
To talk and do anything. So that's what makes it so interesting, I think.
Absolutely. I'm so intrigued by both of y'all's performances. This is amazing. Bill, I just wanted to ask you a quick follow-up question. So in terms of how you conceived of this is sort of like your baby, the Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It open mic. So how has it changed, or has it evolved at all from sort of your conception and what you wanted it to be and sort of what it has become in the last year? I mean, you started in February, and here we are coming up on the last one for this year. But you are coming back next year as well.
We are coming back next year. The first couple of times that we had the open mic, we of course have a piano that's in the room anytime, day or night.
Okay.
That's a wonderful thing to have available. And I brought an acoustic guitar up with an amplifier, and we have a PA system. So the first couple of months, that was about it. And then I brought up an electric bass and a little amplifier, and it was sitting off to the side. And then a little ways down from there, I brought a keyboard in on a stand, and it gets plugged into the PA system. And then a couple of months back, a couple of other attendees and myself worked up a few songs. So I brought an electric guitar up and a small amp for it. And so now the back line is electric bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, keyboard, and piano. And
Quite the setup.
oh, and a conga drum.
That's very impressive for an open mic. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about this after some brief announcements. We're about to hear about some of the exciting events that are happening at libraries all over Austin. And then we're going to come back and we're going to have some more performances from these Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It open mic at the Carver branch. And we'll be back with our guests here in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening.
My name is Blair Parsons, and I'm a reference librarian at the Central Library. Each week I highlight a few programs for adults that are happening around the Austin Public Library. Our full list of programs may be found on the library's events calendar. Saturday, October 7th, the Windsor Park Branch Library hosts Coyote Awareness. As Austin grows, there is increased opportunity for interactions with coyotes. City of Austin Animal Services will discuss how to keep these interactions safe and positive. The program begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Saturday, October 7th at the Windsor Park Branch Library. Tuesday, October 10th, the House and Branch Library will host Lee Green for Medicare 101. This educational session will offer Medicare beneficiaries guidance through their coverage options and answer questions regarding how to sign up, how much does it cost, and what's the difference between a Medicare supplement and a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare 101 will be at the House and Branch Library Tuesday, October 10th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m.
Hey there, Austin! Teen Program Specialist Michael Harley from the Downtown Central Library here. At the Austin Public Library, we know there are lots of different ways to tell stories. Books might be one of our favorite methods, but we love movies too. And this week we have 2 movies that have their roots on the page. Peter Quill, Star-Lord, and his ragtag gang leap from the comic book panels to the screen as they keep the universe safe in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, showing at the Windsor Park branch on Saturday, October 7th at 2 p.m. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is rated PG-13. And in the spirit of the Halloween season, explore Neil Gaiman's creepy parallel world where other mothers and other fathers give you everything you could wish for, but in exchange for the price of sewing buttons on your eyes. Coraline will be showing at the Twin Oaks branch on Tuesday, October 10th at 6 p.m. Coraline is rated PG. More details for these and additional programs can be found at library.austintexas.gov/events.
This is Ann Minner, Managing Librarian at the Old Quarry Branch. I get to highlight some information for children this week. I'm just going to say it. There are books in the library that have no words, and they are very good for beginning readers. What on earth am I talking about? Picture books without text or wordless books can be very exciting to a beginning reader because these books allow readers to create and tell their own story, and that story can be different every time. Wordless books, rich with illustrations, help children exercise their visual literacy skills which are emphasized in the Common Core state standards. Taking cues from the images and creating a story to tell helps children think through, think about, and think with pictures. It helps them practice beginning, middle, and end. It helps them become readers. A whole subject heading for Stories Without Words is available in the catalog at library.austintexas.gov.
Co-op's Community Council invites our community organization members and nonprofit organizations interested in becoming members to attend our open house on Monday, October 9th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the station. Please join us at this fun event where we recognize our community organization members and make sure your unique community contributions are being reflected on Co-op Community Radio. For details and RSVP, email communitycouncil@coop.org.
You're listening to Volumes, the Austin Public Library radio show on Co-op 91.7 FM and KOOP.org. Radio for people, not for profit.
Co-op Radio is throwing a pickup party for all of our generous members who supported us during the recent Fall 2017 drive. On Saturday, October 7th from noon to 5 p.m., we hope you will stop by the station at 3823 Airport Boulevard to pick up your Fall Membership Drive thank you gifts and join us for some tasty treats and sips. We want to show off the studios and give you an opportunity to meet some of our fabulous DJs and staff. Hope to see you there! More information at coop.org.
Hello, and welcome back to the 50th episode of Volumes. Yeah, we can't believe it. We've been doing this almost a year now. Yeah, when we're celebrating with some amazing performances that come from the Read It, Sing It, Let Us Hear It, which is the Carver branch's monthly open mic. And so we have some very special guests in the studio with us. And we're also simulcasting today's radio program on Facebook Live, and that's at facebook.com/Austin Library. And our next performer today is Bill Donaldson. He's also the man who came up with this whole open mic at the Carver branch, and he's the person who makes it happen every month. Thank you so much for being here, Bill.
Thank you.
And so you're going to sing and play a little bit for us. Can you tell us what songs you're going to perform?
Well, I'm going to start off with one of my songs that's more socially acceptable. I've got a few songs that kind of roll people's eyes, but this is a love song I wrote some years ago, and it's kind of upbeat. It's called "Run Away to Me." Keep saying that we come from different worlds. Well, I just say that I don't care. Keep telling me that you're not a one-man girl. My dear, for you I'm glad to share. You keep it hitting, baby, well maybe I'm a fool. Well, you're a fool, I'd gladly be. 'Cause if you ever come to pointing out just the one I'm gonna make damn sure it's me. Won't you run away to me? I'm so crazy about you now, ain't it plain to see? Won't you run away, won't you run on home to me? Won't you run on home to me? Saying, baby, I must be so blind. Well, these glasses ain't as thick as they seem. If I can't get you when you're wide awake, I'm gonna have to sneak inside of your dreams. I keep moving when my back's against the wall, and my senses, they tell me this one's near. Heart keeps saying, won't you keep moving straight ahead and make my feelings so crystal clear? Won't you run away to me? And I'm so crazy about you now, ain't it plain to see? Won't you run away, won't you run on home to me? Won't you run on home to me? Won't you run away to me? I'm so crazy about you, ain't it plain to see? Won't you run away, won't you run on home? Run on home, run on home.
composition
That is.
by Bill Donaldson.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Thank you.
So, can you tell me if somebody out there listening, or anyone, say me, for example, was interested in coming and performing at the open mic, what would I need to do? How does that work?
The first thing is to show up. We put a sign-up sheet out starting at noon on the days of the open mic.
And it's the last Saturday of the month
It's
from
the last
1
Saturday
to...
of the month from 1 to 4. And people will sign up for time slots. We have found that the time slots are somewhat fluid.
With creative people, I can't imagine.
The order is generally kept along what's there on the sheet, but you will have some people who will take less time than the allotted 15 minutes, and others who may go over a little bit here or there, and it's all just fine because everybody is there enjoying. And pardon me if I sound like the old hippie who lived in California in the 70s, but everybody's just getting in the groove of it all, you know, man?
Sounds pretty groovy.
Yeah.
Nice. So people show up, and when is that sign-up sheet made available? Because it's a first-come, first-served sign-up sheet, right?
The sign-up sheet goes out at noon on the day of the open mic.
Okay. Noon on the day of the open mic. That's good to know.
And sign-ups continue through the program as
People
available.
arrive.
Yes.
Cool. And so the Carver branch, for people that may not know, is over in East Austin. It's off of Angelina. It's 1161 Angelina Street. Is that right?
1161 Angelina.
Can't believe I
it's
have
6
that
blocks
memorized.
east of the freeway between 11th and 12th.
Fantastic. Do we have time for, do you have another short song you could play for us?
Yes, but
Uh-oh. We have about 2 minutes.
I think Chandra knows what I'm going to play.
Uh-oh.
No, what are you gonna play?
Peeping and creeping around your house, slipping and sliding quiet as a mouse, deep in the shadows of where I hide, hoping that my baby lets me come inside. Oh, it's you, baby, I'm dreaming of, because some call it stalking, but I call it love. Climb up and peek in your window pane. I'm hoping you're gonna let me in. I wanna know each time that you're around, because baby, you take my feet off the ground. I wanna kiss you, baby, neath the stars above, because some call it stalking, but I call it love. And baby, 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 please, can't you tell I'm down on bended knees? Don't you wanna play with me?
Yay! We're going to have to continue that at the next open mic. I'm sorry. We're out of time. I just want to thank all of y'all for being here so much. Thanks to Bill Donaldson. Thanks to Chandra Washington. Thanks to Rosemary Hooks for taking the time to come over to the Co-op studio. Special thanks to Cesar Garza for being here to simulcast this on Facebook Live. How cool is that? And that's at facebook.com/Austin Library. Thanks to our media and communications volunteer, Federico Pacheco, who works behind the scenes very hard to make this all come together. And we want everyone to stay tuned to 91.7 FM and KOOP.org for rock and roll pest control, high octane rock, metal, and punk music. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Volumes, the Austin Public Library radio show. Special thanks to our producer, DJ Harris, and to the musicians who composed and performed our original theme song, Andrew Noble on violin, Kirk Duvall on guitar, and Mike Wheat on percussion. And thanks to you, our listeners. Volumes, the Austin Public Library radio show, airs Wednesday afternoons at 2:30 on Co-op 91.7 FM and koop.org. If you catch us mid-show, full episodes and other details can be found at library.austintexas.gov/volumes.